Good morning, good evening, and welcome back to War Thunder. For today's video, we're going to be exploring the Soviet rank 6 battle rating 8.3 main battle tank, the Soviet Object 140. Now, talking a little bit about the pros and cons of the Object 140. First off, the Object 140 is a premium tank, so you will be able to effectively grind all the way up to rank 7 in the Soviet ground tech tree. You will also earn an increased amount of silver lions, of course, since it is a premium. Now, the tank sits at battle rating 8.3, which is a pretty good tier for the Soviets. I would say it's a very comfortable tier, and although you get up tiered quite a lot to 8.7, you really function well at 8.7, and you, at least for me, I barely notice the change in battle rating. Talking a little bit about the pros, the first pro is the firepower. You're armed with a 100mm cannon, firing APDS, APHE, and heat. Now, I would definitely recommend you use the APHE since it is a very good round and still works wonders at 8.3. With a max penetration of around 290mm, you rarely struggle to kill anything. It also has great muzzle velocity at 1015 meters per second with a good amount of HE filler as well. And the gun is also 2-plane stabilized, so that is always nice. Next up is the mobility. The Object 140 has a pretty respectable top speed of around 50 kilometers per hour. This is a Soviet tank, so you don't have a reverse gear. I think you go only 8 kilometers per hour backwards. So that is definitely not ideal, but it is the standard when it comes to Soviet tanks. So the mobility is it's good. It's nothing too outstanding, but it's definitely not something that you will be hindered by when playing the tank. Now the armor. Your armor it's decent against non-chemical rounds like just AP and those rounds. You're pretty good. But you will struggle against heat and some APDS and APFSDS rounds. So your armor is definitely not something you can rely on, but your armor will save you in a few circumstances. But that goes for the armor of most tanks up at these higher battle ratings. Armor really doesn't do much unless it is a specific tanks we do talk about. So the Object 140 has fantastic firepower, it has decent mobility, and it has decent armor as well. You can get saved a few times by your armor, but again, it's not something you should rely on. It is also armed with a heavy MG, which is always nice for shooting planes and lightly armored targets. Now, is this tank any good, and is it worth purchasing? Let me just come out and say this tank is very good. The gun is fantastic, at least that's the standard in my opinion. So in general, the tank is very good. Now, is it the best option? I'm not really sure. I wouldn't recommend you purchasing if this is your first time of purchasing a premium for Soviets, or if this is maybe your first tech tree. I wouldn't recommend the Object 140 or any high tier premiums in that matter, because even though the tank is good, you do need to be quite experienced. You need to be experienced in the game. You need to have a basic understanding of what you're doing when playing. So if you're a beginner, I would recommend the In May 45 pack or any of the other new beginner packs which I have covered already on the channel. But if you're a more experienced player wanting to grind Russia, you could definitely make an argument for the Object 140. I think between the Object 140 and the T55 AM 1, those are the two tanks that you want to kind of think about if you're going to purchase a premium tank for the Soviets. I can't say which one is best, it always depends on what kind of player you are, but If I would have to give you one suggestion, it's still going to be the 55 AM. It is moved up to 9.0, but it is definitely still a good tank. And don't get me wrong, the Object 140 is a very good tank. And if you feel like 9.0 is a bit too high, you can definitely move down towards 8.3 and the Object 140. I hope this video will help you in deciding if you want to purchase this vehicle or not. And if you've already purchased it, I hope this video will show you how to play this tank and how to get the most out of it. And with 10 kills in total, we do actually manage to get a nuke, earning a total of 177,000 silver lines and 16,000 research points. So for the next game, we're here on RLC. Now, since this is a premium tank, I don't just want to show the really good games, the games where you get nukes, because that's not realistic. You're never gonna get nukes all day, every day. Sometimes you might get more, but I just don't want to show only the super good game. So this game is your average game that I got. I counted, and the average was around 5 or 6 kills per game. And this is just your average game, and you're gonna see how this tank performs in a average setting on just a average game. So in the beginning we rush towards A, and we try to kill off everything we can to secure A point. That's usually what to do, try to fight over one point at most games, and we're gonna continue working the A point and the surrounding area, killing off a MX-10M. We're just gonna sit here, wait for any opportunity, get our crew back, and just prepare. Continue moving on towards the enemy. So sitting in the capture point, we see a AMX-50. Gonna use our binoculars to line up a shot and kill him. Now a Conqueror has appeared and is looking towards us. I'm not really sure that he knows we're here, but it is pretty dangerous to sit here. And frontally we can only do one thing against him. We can hopefully aim for the cupola and kill his turret crew that way. But it is a pretty hard shot to do, especially in binoculars. So we're gonna have to be a bit careful in how we approach this. So we're not gonna take any unnecessary risk. We're gonna sit here and wait until he shoots, and then we're gonna peek out for a shot on him.
Attention to the map. Enemy forces have captured a zone. Attention to the map.
Unfortunately, we missed the shot on the Super Conqueror's cupola, but he does pull away, so we are safe in peeking out. Now after this, we can't really do anything more in the position we are in now. So my plan here was to start advancing forward to B and the 2 line to advance there to get good shots on guys coming towards A and B while still trying to contest and help our team capture Bravo. So that is exactly what we're gonna do, killing any enemies we can see on the way, but we are moving towards the E3, E2 areas to hopefully support our team in taking Bravo. Now we come across a AMX-13. He has heat run, so he can go through us pretty easily. We're gonna try to get a shot on his cupola, but we aim a bit too low, causing the shell to bounce. So now he knows where we are, so we're just gonna sit tight and be patient, marking for the team so the enemies, not the enemies, the friendlies know where he is, and then we're just gonna wait until a opportunity comes where we can peek up again and kill him. And the opportunity has now come, so we're gonna pull up, send a shot through his turret ring, and that is a pretty easy kill. But we do get killed by a PCH 2000 in return. Spawning in a backup, we see that a Object 122 is harassing our friendlies at A. So it's a very important shot where we kill him, since the Object 122 is a very effective tank, so we are really happy that we got him out of that position. Now we do mark the area where we got killed from to let the friendly know where the PCH 2000 is, and he does get killed by a T-55. Now we are going to advance on the 2 line, helping this beacon defend A, while still being careful of any enemies that can appear to our front as well. When we get to the guy that is attacking the beacon, he is killed before we can do anything about it, and we are made aware of a M60 that is in the same position as the CH. Luckily for us, he does get killed by the same T-55 again, so we are free to advance. Now the game is at its end stage, and now it's all about cleanup and making sure the enemy doesn't make a comeback by all dying. But we do still need to be quite careful how we approach this. We're gonna eliminate anybody we can see while still trying to remain somewhat safe. In the end, we got 6 kills total, earning a total of 113,000 silver lines and 12,000 research points.